Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and an extra video coming your way this Sunday afternoon. I was sent this adorable kit by J Diction. This is the Resin Crete kit for Christmas. Now other kits are available, they also do Halloween, etc. But this is the Christmas kit and this is a play and painting. Now, of course, this is perfect for not only us as adults, but for the whole family. There is so much in this kit and they wanted me to show you guys what you get. This video is coming a little bit late in the day in December, but it was a last minute kind of thing. I was not expecting this to arrive in the post and it is super adorable. I'm going to run through exactly what you get in this kit, and that includes the Resin Crete itself. You get 600 grams of Resin Crete, which I believe is enough to create everything in this kit. You then get 2 calibrated cups because of course we need to be adding water to this. You then get yourself a little tray with all of the paints you'll need. You can mix your own colours as well. And you get 5 moulds, not just 5 moulds, but one of them is a 6-piece. So you get a lot of moulds in this kit. First up, we've got an adorable standing Santa. He's so cute. I didn't actually make this in this video, but I kind of wish I did now that I'm doing the voiceover because he is adorable. And it comes with a mould to stand him in. Next up, you get a little tree decoration, and then you get a 3D Christmas tree with a star on top. And you get a snowman with a hat and a scarf. He is adorable. I can imagine him with a little orange nose. But my favourite mould out of the whole kit is this. This is a set of 6 Christmas tree baubles, all embossed with individual designs. I think they are so pretty. Now, the Resin Crete is 300 grams per bag. And for each bag, you'll need 90 ml water. So that's 100 to 30 if you're using Resin Crete anyway, which I do. I have Resin Crete and I've used it in previous videos. But I'm going to use an entire bag and 90 grams water to see how far this will take me. So I'm adding my 90 ml water into a bowl and I am simply cutting the bag open and adding the entire bag into the bowl. Now, there are a couple of things about Resin Crete that I really do like, and I've said this before in Resin Crete videos, and that is the whiteness. It is already really white. And unlike Jesmonite, which comes out pretty creamy in colour, so if you want white, you have to add white to it. Whereas Resin Crete is already really white. And the other thing I really like about Resin Crete is the flow. It's very watery. Compared to other ecos that I've used, it flows really nicely, which is perfect when it comes to like detailed intricate molds. You know it's going to be getting down in there. Now, the first mold I decided to have a play with for this video is the Christmas tree mold. It is adorable. The one thing I will say is that I spent a lot of time trying to eliminate potential air bubbles. The mold itself is beautiful, the design is beautiful, but you will know if you've got this mold, it's got these, I guess, branch edges, but they go in and under, so in and up, which is a little bit tricky when you're trying to eliminate bubbles. So I did the best I could. I actually filled it quite slowly, and there was a lot of shimmying and shaking and pushing and pinching and prodding of all of those edges because I could see air bubbles trapped in there. So again, gorgeous mold, you just have to do a little bit extra to get rid of those air bubbles. Now, I decided to just make the 2 things in this video depending on how far the one bag takes me. I decided to make the tree and to make these baubles. Now, the Resin Crete itself was thickening up at this point because I spent so long trying to get air bubbles out of the tree. So don't be like me, do it the other way around. Make your baubles first, get it as watery as possible and to flow as much as possible. Then when it's thickened up, it might actually be more helpful to do the tree mold. It won't be as watery and you might actually be able to eliminate more bubbles than I did. This is around 30 to 40 minutes later, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie guys, I was really worried about these baubles. Where you put the string to hang them, it's really thin and super fragile, and I genuinely, hand on heart, didn't think I would get these out of the mold in one piece. but I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. I think because the mold is super flexible and thin, they all popped out with absolutely no problems whatsoever. And I did end up going on to make a second batch of these baubles because I just love them. I think they're totally adorable. And we are actually going to be seeing the grandbabies soon. So I made a second batch to bring to the grandbabies for them to paint. And I didn't get not a single break around those loopholes. So great news on this mold and the Resin Crete strength. They are adorable. The one thing I will need to do is leave these all to cure overnight before we can paint them. Now the Christmas tree, guys, I was worried about this as well. I'm not going to lie. If you saw my candlestick molds, you'll know why. But this silicone was super squishy and really, really flexible. The best way for me to get this out without snapping the star was to push down on the star, put all the pressure down on that star and take it off. And it was only afterwards I realized actually that star is pretty solid. Like the mold itself was pretty solid. There was nothing fragile about that star area at all. So it came out gorgeous. Now the first two tree branches didn't have any air bubbles because I really, really went to town on trying to get them air bubbles out. However, the more I filled up the mold, the more tricky that became. So I do unfortunately have some air pockets and big kind of chunks out of the side, but I left them to sit overnight 24 hours later on my drying rack, and it is now the next day, and this is where the fun begins. Guys, we all know these paint pots. If you grew up anywhere near the 80s or the 70s even, like me, I was born in the 70s, these paint pots, oh gosh, they just brought back so many memories and the nostalgia was real. I have to say though, usually the kits you get with these kind of paint pots, especially for kids, if we're all honest with ourselves, when we get these kind of kits for the kids, the paintbrushes are usually really poor quality and like big and bushy and just like not the one. However, the paintbrushes that came in this kit were actually really good quality. I say actually, I don't know what I expected, but you know when you see these paints, you expect dodgy brushes, but these brushes were beautiful and super fine as well. The paint itself was so thick, I was not expecting that. The last time we bought a kit like this was last Christmas for the grandbabies, and honestly, as soon as you open the pot, the paint squirts out and it literally flies everywhere because it's usually like super runny poster paint. But this paint was really thick. Like you'll see me in the video at some point, like holding these pots upside down. This paint was not budging. So yes, big thumbs up from me. Not only on the paint being really thick, but the paintbrushes. I got two really fine tipped paintbrushes with this kit. And I was worried about that as well because there's such intricate details in some of these bauble molds. So I have to say, shout out to J Diction for actually giving us some paintbrushes we can use. Really, really good paintbrushes. And some pretty decent, thick, one coat covers it all paint. Now, I will admit, there were colours I could have used and I could have mixed myself, but you'll see me shortly use my own acrylic paint in this video and you will immediately see the difference between the acrylic paint I chose to use and the thickness of the paint that comes with this kit. Now, I've sped this video up for you guys because I know you do not want to sit through this in real time. Trust me, I was trying to be neat. I know. Calm down. Sit down. Claire was trying to be neat. But again, the details. I really wanted to take my time and paint little Santa out really neatly. Now, I could have used a ton more colours here, but I genuinely like the simplicity. I'm loving the red, the white and the green simpleness of everything. So, of course, if you gave this kit to your little ones, best believe that all of those paints will be mixed into one muddy colour within 2 seconds of children getting their hands on these. That is the beauty of creativity. You can pretty much do what you want, use whatever colour you want. And as an adult, I just decided to keep it simple. Just keep it simple and go with some real simple colours here. Again, I could have mixed up some brown for the gingerbread man. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to keep it super simple. Now, here's the thing. You can already see this is my own gold acrylic. This is not the gold. This does not come in the kit. I wanted my bells to be gold, and I grabbed my nearest gold acrylic, and within seconds of putting it on, I realised just how thin and watery this acrylic paint was that I'm using from my own stash. So I did feel like I had to layer it on really thick to get anywhere near as close to the quality of the paint that came in the kit. Hope that makes sense. As for the tree, guys, I'm leaving it white. I know, I'm loving white trees, and I love this little dinky, and I think it's going to look super cute sitting amongst my decorations. You could, of course, paint it with your metallic acrylic, like your metallic paint pens, paint the star. These are all the extra ones that I made that I'm going to take to the grandbabies, and honestly, the brushes came out real good after giving them a super decent wash. Super fine detail brushes. If you're interested in this kit at all, the details will be down below in the description box, and I'm pretty sure that J Diction with the Resin Crete kits, they have kits coming out throughout the year, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. The link will be below. I've really enjoyed it, and it's just been so nostalgic. It's brought back a lot of memories from my childhood, and having these kind of paint your own kind of kits, loved it. Thank you so much to J Diction for sending this over. Bye.